I have a big piece of foam over here out. It's blocking the sunlight that's hitting the water. It's like fading the water to the front. But unfortunately, what's going on now is a couple months ago, I guess a month or two ago, they cut down a tree in the back window and back this way. And it's bringing so much sunlight into this area. And this isn't the place where I'm going to leave the layout. It's not going to stay on the dining room table. It was only meant to be here so I could access it and put it together here. I was going to put it in my office. I have a space sort of designated for it. When I say sort of, there's other stuff in that space right now. Yeah, the sunlight's really taking a toll on some of the scenery stuff that's out here. And while it'd be nice to put some curtains, there is 3 large windows in this room, and I'm not going to get enough for all 3 windows, so it'd be easier just to move it. So to do that, I have stuff on the layout, or on the table where this is going to go now, and it needs a new home, that stuff, and so I'm probably going to have to get a shelf for that stuff. Once I get a shelf put together, move that stuff, organize it a little bit too at the same time, then I can move this layout into there. And so that's part of some of the stuff I've been thinking about. Back here I'm going to actually expand the layout about the size of this board. This here is my expansion for the right hand side of the layout, or at least what I want to do. So this, where the water is here, and as it comes up, this is where that where the train goes over and it comes out, and you can see the boats and stuff going in. Well, I'm going to continue this off into a bigger body of water. So the water area is going to be like going into the Great Lakes. That region has a lot of like iron ore type ships and barges and stuff. And I plan on getting an iron ore sort of barge, and I would like to put a lighthouse. So this would be all like the cliffs up along here and here. And this particular area where you see the houses and the lighthouse would actually be not as tall as sort of where the road is now by the mountains. Like, so this would be the same size of the mountain range all the way up in here. And this actually would be elevated higher up here. But down here, this would be pretty low to the water area. And there'd be a lighthouse and 2 really small houses. And I've always wanted to put a barn in there, so there'd be a barn with a farm, and then I'm thinking of 2 small sort of country style retail, or maybe a post office or a courthouse or something like that, some kind of building of that sort, and maybe either a country style fire department or a retail like a farming retail, something else that could be used for farming, or maybe tractor repair or something like that. Got a new Bachmann Chicago streetcar. These things retail for $185. It was on sale plus an additional 10% off. I got it for $50. ModelTrainStuff.com. It is a DCC equipped decoder inside, and pretty cool. Now this is actually my birthday gift, so I didn't actually pay for it, but I still got a deal for the person who did get it for me. Okay, so I'm sure it's going to take a little while to get out of the box. Ooh, that one came out pretty fast. Okay, and there is anything in there? There is some paperwork at the bottom. This talks about their whole Bachmann brand. And it has a mailing thing. And there's other paperwork underneath here. It's all folded up. Old ones. Oh, this is pretty nice looking streetcar. So there's 2 different sides to it. This is the side where the passengers would come in. Obviously, this is the front and this is the rear. So let's look at there. And well, actually, either side could be. Let's look at the other side. It's a little different. It has a guarded fence on this side, and it Has a really nice color to it. Okay. Okay, so it gives you a full diagram on how to take it apart if I guess you needed to take it apart. All the motors and stuff. So that's the Streetcar. And this is from the passenger side there. Which actually, thinking about it, where my rail station is, if I put this on here, this would actually be going in the wrong direction. So I should actually flip it. But for now, I'm just going to show you it running on the track here. So that's the Streetcar. So I'm going to pull off the tracks here, and we can look at it with this camera a little closer. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, it is a birthday gift for me, so I'm not really allowed to play with it for another few weeks. Yeah, it's a great detail. Just went up. I'm gonna put that static grass sheet there, but what I did first was put in the grass stuff, so I'm gonna do that. The you know, fine turf, just so, because that sheet stuff, when it pulls apart, you can kind of see below it. So I'm gonna do what I just did over here, and I'll do it down the center and over here. Now I do have some other static grass material that comes a little differently. I'll show you that. I do have a piece out. This stuff here is a little different. The different kind of static grass sheet. Let's see this. It's almost like a grass mat, and it's a lot thinner. It's relatively the same material, just on a mat. So I do have that if I need to use it. Turned out nice here, and you know, it looks similar to the grass behind it, and the grass behind it I just used the fine turf and the underbrush and the bushes and the clumpy foliage or whatever, so it looks kind of similar, so it kind of matches. But yeah, there you go. I gotta finish up this road here, but I'm probably gonna figure out where I'm gonna. I have to drill for these lights. Okay, so we know the building's going to go there, and you can see the underneath of this building arc, as you can see it. Yeah, I didn't paint the inside. So somewhere around here, but I know underneath here, there's a support, like right, there's a void, and there's a support, and then there's another void. So you got to figure out where that void is. So, as you can see, this road here is going to come over here. And that leaves a good almost 1.5 inches. Well, there's going to be a road between there, and like a driveway. So those will be there, and it should be enough room for those trucks to be in there. So I plan to utilize that, and there's going to be, that's where I plan to put one of the lights is back here. and then one for the track side, and then one in the front to kind of light up. So this one will have 3 of the lights. Okay guys, I'm giving you an update. I've been trying to redo these roads, and unfortunately these pens, they dry up, or I'm having problems with this one. It's leaking all over. I've got white paint all over my roads. I've had to repaint them several times. So I'm having a problem with this pen. I can't get it to work. So you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm kind of going through here is I waited a week or so to do the line markings from the last ones I did, and the pen is just leaking with paint. It's like too much paint. I don't understand exactly why they're doing it. So I am focusing right here on the road crossing, and I did put in the crossing grades for all my roads. These were the Blair line crossing grades, wooden crossing grades. This is they came like regular wood color. Actually, there's some pieces remaining, so you can kind of see the color of wood it was. And I stained it sort of a darker brownish color. I think I need to weather it a little bit, make it a little dirtier, but they're glued in there. And all I used was Elmer's glue. So these are actual wood. And I just used Elmer's glue. I put the Elmer's glue on the little ties all the way through this area, and that's all it took. This is the other wood grade crossing. This is the center track by the dairy plant. I don't have all the buildings right in there, but that is that one. And then this is the one over by the drive-in theater. I still have a lot to work on. Plus, the sign fell out. I had to take the sign out to get the crossing grade in there. There is enough space on both sides for the train to go over. This angle doesn't really show it too good, but yeah. So all the crossing grades are in. Once I can figure out if I'm going to use decals or get another one of those road striping pens, I will put in the crossing signs and whatnot there, and at all the crossings actually, and finish the roads. But unfortunately, I think I told you, this pen is dried out, unfortunately, already. It didn't last very long. And hopefully next time I'll have a lot more to work on, in the sense that my materials, like my road striping pens, like this pen and some of the other things, actually work. So that was some of the problems I had, where things were not working and trying to get them to work, and they just didn't work. And I kind of haven't put up a video for a while because of that, and because of the holiday, and because this is also a busy time of year for small business owners like myself. And well, we'll see you later, and have a great holiday, everyone.